There are 9 distinct process inputs that contribute to the development of a project schedule. Among them are the activity attributes that help define activities and the network diagram, which is usually the product of data input to a project management application. While all inputs are important and contribute to the project schedule, the attributes of a deliverable provide sizing information that impacts other project constraints, such as cost, resources required, and the time necessary to complete the activity. The network diagram provides the necessary visualization of project activities so predecessors and successors can be clearly identified along the project's critical path. Inputs to developing a project schedule include the following. Activity list. As described in other process inputs, the activity list can be used to align specific details to the project schedule. As a project schedule accumulates activities, information that was previously hierarchical view based upon the work breakdown structure now has a project plan view based upon a line item schedule. The beauty in using the activity list lies in its overall simplicity. For relatively simple projects, the activity list may be something that a project manager maintains on a legal pad, and as deliverables are completed, the project manager progresses to the next line item activity. For more sophisticated projects, the process itself is very similar but takes into consideration predecessors and successors and other pertinent information based upon the project's activity attributes. So all the inputs may be redundant. The benefit of redundancy lies in the manner in which the activity list is applied. Activity attributes. As described in previous processes, activity attributes support the activities. While this isn't an iterative process, it is important that the project manager and team use the process for progressive elaboration to gain additional knowledge in regard to project deliverables. In other words, if you simply rubber stamp the process to progress project activities, you're putting the project team at risk for creating a disadvantage from something that should be an opportunity. With every iteration of the project task, the project manager should be asking questions of the project team in regard to what has changed, what is different, and what needs to be done to ensure that risk is not injected into project activities. The benefit of iterative processes is that they permit continuous risk assessments and checks and balances to ensure the project remains in equilibrium. Project network diagrams. Network diagrams, while thought to be a manual process, should be the process of input provided to a project management application such as Microsoft Project. Project managers need to understand the process of developing a network diagram and, as a learning mechanism, may want to configure the network diagram independent of software applications. This will help the project manager understand the logic applied to network diagrams, and over time, he or she will be able to understand activity sequence details based upon visualization provided through network diagrams. The benefit of applying network diagrams is that the project team is able to review a workflow that details each deliverable within the project and illustrates the relationship of each work package to one another while clearly delineating the project's critical path. Activity resource requirements. Resource requirements impact project duration based upon the availability of resources required for durations within the project. If the project requirement is developed by a resource-limited experience, there may be a need for additional communication, coordination, and training, all of which will increase the time required for the deliverable. By taking resource requirements into consideration, the project manager needs to ensure that the right resources are available at the right time to develop project deliverables. This is not to say that low-level resources should not participate or take part in developing a deliverable. However, the project plan should ensure that inexperienced resources have the appropriate guidance and checkpoints to provide transparency and ensure that the project does not experience a negative impact based upon the level of resources being used. A project manager may want to call out this level of detail as the potential risk. However, they would need to be considerate of the resources performing the task so as not to make them feel inadequate. Resource calendars. Resource calendars help illustrate activities based upon a time continuum that can be easily managed. The benefits of resource calendars are that the project team can easily view planned events on the horizon to ensure both human resources and materials are available on the anticipated date and in the anticipated location. Updates and modifications to the resource calendars can be made quickly, and the impact of those updates can then be applied to the project management plan, schedules, and subsidiary plans. Activity duration estimates. Naturally, as the project team develops the schedule, the duration estimates are applied on a line item basis. The benefits of incorporating duration estimates can be seen by accumulating all estimates to arrive at a total duration for the project. This total duration can be compared to planned activities and measured on an ongoing basis. Project Scope Statement. The project scope statement will provide details relating to assumptions and project constraints. The benefits of incorporating scope statement details again applies to the iterative nature of project templates and the ability to maintain checks and balances throughout the life cycle of the project. Enterprise environmental factors typically align to scheduling software and data input processes. Organizational process assets pertain to scheduling methodology used and the project calendar.